welcome to HITC Sport. I am the Irish guy, and right, are you still all excited about the January transfer window? Here's my advice. Hurry up! We've got 2 weeks left, and all you've got to show for it is a box of your own teeth. Hurry up and sign somebody. But listen, I'm going to take a look at every Premier League club and pinpoint the biggest worldwide superstar name or brand that you are apparently trying to sign as we speak. Right, let's go. Arsenal Dusan Vlahovic. Right now, I'm guessing that Erling Haaland is sitting somewhere in his German flat and fantasizing about burning down the house of Dusan Vlahovic. Because this guy was supposed to be the hottest young centre forward, the biggest prospect in Europe, and suddenly no, we've got some scruffy kid from Belgrade stealing all the thunder and attention. Ozzy Vlahovic, to look at him. He looks like a greasy beanpole that probably rubs milk through his hair. This guy's come from utterly nowhere. This is a fan who scored just 7 goals in his first 50 matches for Fiorentina. I mean, go back to the summer of 2020 and Ozzy, the Viola Chiefs, would probably have rather shoved Weetabix down their knob than continue to play the struggling Serbs' wage. Ozzy, he was offered to Barcelona for 15 million quid. Yes, 15. You know, 2/3 of a Chris Wood. And they said no. And this being the same club who at the time were bidding for Odion Gallo, Martin Braithwaite, and who would later sign Luke de Jong. And they turned their nose about Vlahovic? Oh, it's a bit like your fat cousin turning down a home-cooked snack. And he's the type to eat a slice of birthday cake off the rim of a toilet. Anyway, right now, apparently Arsenal have chucked in an £88 million bid. And they're willing to offer wages of £300,000 a week. I'm sorry, but am I the only one who can see this guy is the second coming of Luka Jovic? And what's he up to these days? Oh, that's right, sticking up the bins of the Bernabeu. I feel dirty even calling this boy a world star, because honestly, these are his Google mentions. Look at that, as dead as a doorknob until the middle of 2021, and then look at that, oh, skyrocketed in January 2022. That is the equivalent of Flavor of the Month. Although still not the most talked about Serbian athlete on the planet this month. I'm guessing right now Djokovic probably feels like punching a koala bear to death. Aston Villa Luis Suarez. Yeah, right now the papers are filled to the brim with rumours that right now Aston Villa are targeting Luis Suarez. Because clearly Steven Gerrard's scouting tactics just seem to be scrolling through his old Anfield WhatsApp group chat. I mean, give it 20 minutes and suddenly you're gonna see Xabi Alonso coaching the Aston Villa under-23s with Glenn Johnson serving muffins in the canteen. But honestly, if this is true, Luis Suarez to Villa Park, it would hands down be the club's most exciting transfer in the history of the club. But I suppose this is a fan base who used to wet their pants over signing Darren Bent from Sunderland or Charles Nzogbia from Wigan. But Suarez, what, the guy with over 500 career goals, 5 La Liga titles, a treble-winning superstar? Let me get this straight. Aston Villa are interested in signing someone who should arguably have won the Ballon d'Or. Just what? But yeah, according to Spanish journalist Jared Romero, Suarez is now unhappy at Atletico Madrid and wants to be reunited with Stevie G at Villa Park. If this happens, then really, Diego Simeone really needs to question his people's skills, because he's just seen his right back swap Madrid and Champions League football for a relegation scrap in the northeast of England, and now Suarez could be about to go and live in a Birmingham flat above a sandwich shop, where for the first month he'll probably have to wash his armpits in the sink. Honestly, I don't care that he turns 35 this month. This would be a monster transfer, and if it comes off, and I'm pretty sure poor old Danny Ings would probably feel like making toast in the bath. Brentford Christian Eriksen. Yeah, apparently Brentford have offered a 6-month contract to Christian Eriksen with an option to extend for a further year. Listen, everyone is understandably handling him with care after what happened in the summer, but honestly, give him a chance. Are we forgetting that Daily Blind? He also collapsed 2 years ago, and yet still plays regularly for Ajax with a pacemaker in his chest. Eriksen is a footballer with 114 goals and 158 assists. 3 years ago, he was rejecting a £200,000 a week contract at Spurs to try and get a move to Real Madrid. 2 years ago, we saw Daniel Levy beg the man on camera to stay at Tottenham, and yes, I know he mostly struggled under Antonio Conte at Inter Milan, but lads, he's only 29 years of age, and he's one of the best playmakers to ever grace the Premier League. And he's linked with little old Brentford? Give Ivan Toney the service of Christian Eriksen. Oh, what a signing this would be. By the way, lads, alright, try and hit 600,000 subscribers as soon as possible. If you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for, eh? Come on, slap that big fat red button in the teeth. Let's try and get to 600k before the end of the year. That's the target. Can we hit it? Up to you. Honestly, would be mental. A ridiculous number. Anyway, back into the video. Brighton Zach Lovelace. Okay, Brighton aren't exactly linked with any worldwide superstars this month, but they are linked with Zach Lovelace from Millwall. Why, you don't know? He's the forward born in 2006. Graham Potter is apparently sniffing around a 15-year-old boy. Christ above, you really pick up some bad habits living in Swansea, don't you? Listen, Lovelace is Millwall's second youngest footballer of all time. And after what, 7 minutes on the pitch? Oh, suddenly he's got the attention of Brighton, Leicester and Rangers. Listen, he could be the next Dele Alli, sure. He could also be the next John Bostock, who probably now works as a mechanic off the M7 in Stoke. I can't get over how young this kid is. 2006! So let me get this straight. When England were dumped at the Euro 2016 by Iceland, he was 10 years of age. This guy probably still has to do his homework in the car on the way to matches, and he's already linked with the Premier League before he's even kissed a girl? Mental. Burnley, Christian Benteke. Burnley are desperate. Right now the club are apparently sniffing around Andy Carroll and Jermaine Defoe. I mean, the first one is an injury-prone lump, and the latter has TalkSport pundits stamped all over his face. Christ love, you might as well give Darren Bent a ring, or maybe even Gabby Agbonlahor. Even though I'm sure by now he probably eats about 9 packets of Munster Munch for breakfast. Listen, apparently Sean Dyche has inquired whether Crystal Palace would consider selling Christian Benteke. Now, don't get me wrong, a monster brick house of a centre forward who's probably heavier than a car. Yeah, I can see why Dyche would look at him the same way John Goodman eyes up a pizza. And he's got a big profile. Believe it or not, he has scored 86 goals in the Premier League. He could realistically scrape himself into the 100 goal club. I mean, it's a bit like a prestigious London nightclub in a swanky 5-star hotel. You know, it's filled with prestigious celebrities and socialites. And then you look at the corner and see a homeless man breastfeeding a cat. Suddenly the party becomes a lot less cool. But again, Benteke, despite these days having the goal-scoring instincts of a wet dairy milk, he's actually a centre forward who's commanded £80 million in transfer fees and has been earning at least £120,000 on a weekly basis ever since 2015. Since leaving Aston Villa, this 15-stone lump of cereal has made nearly £50 million from the sport. Make no mistake about it, this man is a supremely wealthy, lavish millionaire. You know, Belgium's answer to Logan Paul. So asking him to leave London to go and live in a bog in Burnley, he'd sooner eat a cow pat for lunch. Chelsea Gavi. Right now, Chelsea are reportedly about to make an offer to snap teenage sensation Gavi out of Barcelona. This 17-year-old is still only on a youth contract, despite utterly starring for the club this season, meaning that what? Just like Matty Longstaff 2 years ago, he's probably been paid in popcorn and a bus pass. But this seems very predatory, almost like a vulture. Barcelona are in a horrific financial situation, and Chelsea are trying to take advantage of that by stealing their child. It's the equivalent of Angelina Jolie scouring the war-torn villages of Malawi from the comfort of her helicopter to see how many kids she can adopt. I'm guessing over there you probably don't even need to fill out any paperwork. Listen, this talented midfielder already plays for the Spanish national team, and he's been at the Nou Camp since he was 11. You can tell he is a future Barcelona legend, a captain in the making. So a move to Chelsea would spoil all that. It would be like if Chelsea had dragged Andres Iniesta out of the club in 2003. Seeing him in a clinical workhorse midfield alongside the likes of Michael Ballack and Claude Makelele, it just wouldn't really look right. But hey, I suppose Arsenal killed the Cesc Fabregas Barcelona dream when he was a teenage boy, so who knows? But just be prepared, Chelsea. If you do manage to snap him up, just be prepared for him to constantly whine about a return to his dream club Barcelona in about 5 years' time. You know, the Fabregas way. Crystal Palace, Aaron Ramsey. Okay, Aaron Ramsey is a big name in football, and apparently Crystal Palace are in pole position to end his Juventus hell. Honestly, he does not want to live in Italy anymore. To him, that's probably about as appetizing as watching Mary Poppins take a poo. Listen, a return to live in London, regular Premier League football under a former midfield world icon and Arsenal legend like Patrick Vieira, who knows? Could happen. Everton, Alexis Sanchez. Okay, I'm not really sure how true this story is, considering Alexis Sanchez has been getting an Inter Milan team lately. I mean, okay, he's still about as reliable as a birthday cake filled with cyanide, and just 4 goals this season. And considering his £175,000 per week wages, I can imagine why the Inter Milan owners would want to shove him in a bin. But Everton, apparently the club hierarchy want to boost their attack, even though the last time he was in the Premier League, he was about as dangerous as a 3-legged kitten. Surely Duncan Ferguson wouldn't want an overpaid brat, a former contract rebel who seemingly had his talent swallowed by a Space Jam monster in 2018. I mean, this can't be, surely. It would be a disaster. Leeds, Brendan Aronson. Okay, Leeds aren't really linked with any worldwide huge names. The closest one I can find are links to another one of the USA golden generation. Christ, well, that country really have started to produce talent. Whereas before, the country used to hold up mid-table sausage rolls like Landon Donovan and Clint Dempsey as the Michael Jordan and LeBron James of the sport. But now, Christ, well, if you've got Champions League regulars all over your squad, I'm guessing the American kids must have really connected with Bendit like Beckham. Big fans of Keira Knightley, I guess. But anyway, yeah, Aronson is a 21-year-old midfielder from New Jersey. He only signed for Red Bull Salzburg last year. And so yeah, this would be a promising and clever signing for Leeds to stick in their midfield. I mean, give it 5 years and this fella is going to be an American superstar stuffed in Adidas billboards in New York. Go on then. Leeds, they used to go and tactically sign the poster boys from Australia. So go on then. Go and crack America too. Leicester, Amadou Haidara. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers isn't really in the hunt for any world stars at all. I suppose the big transfer link is Amadou Haidara, a midfield enforcer from RB Leipzig who Man United wanted 2 weeks ago. Again, would be a pretty decent signing for Leicester, I suppose, so yeah, why not? Liverpool, Calvin Phillips. Okay, Liverpool fans, I get it. You're probably all tearing your ears off in frustration at your club just refusing to sign some goddamn footballers. Honestly, having faith in FSG to stick up the money to improve your team. What, the same guy who last spring had to grovel in front of a daffodil for your forgiveness after jumping into bed with the owners of Manchester United? Well, apparently you're ready to ditch one Phillips and bring in another one. Apparently you're preparing a 33 million move to get Calvin Phillips out of Ellen Road. But then these are the same reports hinting that Real Madrid want him as well. Okay then, hands up. How many people do you think at Real Madrid actually know who this man is? I mean, if nobody at Real Madrid bothered to sniff around Jordan Henderson when he was at Sunderland 10 years ago, then no, they're not coming for Calvin Phillips. Man City, Erling Haaland. Yeah, pretty simple one here. Apparently Man City are set to hold initial talks with Erling Haaland and his representatives this month. I mean, is that a big enough star for you? This transfer seems pretty inevitable. So yeah, pretty simple. Moving on. Man United, John McGinn. 2.5 years ago, Manchester United were linked with a £50 million move for John McGinn. And I laughed until my stomach turned black. I mean, to be fair, this was the same month they were sniffing around Sean Longstaff for the same price. So clearly in the summer of 2019, I thought Ed Woodward had completely lost the plot to the point where he's now just shoving chunks of banana up his nose. But now in 2022, I'm not laughing at a potential £40 million move deal for Aston Villa's midfield engine. No, because put some respect on McGinn's name. He turns 28 in October, so it's now or never for the Scottish midfielder. But yeah, considering Darren Fletcher is technical director at the club, this rumour holds some weight. Sure, he's not a sexy name. I mean, he's a former number 8 for St Mirren and Hibs, some scruffy lad in Glasgow who celebrates goals like John Joe Shelby. Honestly, John, doing this makes you look like you grew up drinking paint. But I don't care. For £40 million, he is a better signing than Fred. Man United fans might sneer about signing a player from Aston Villa. But yeah, okay, maybe Ashley Young turned out to be a frustrating egg sandwich. But you should have probably signed James Milner from Villa Park in 2010. Because he's definitely been a more reliable Premier League footballer than Paul Pogba. Just like Milner would have done. McGinn will finally solve your midfield problem. Newcastle, Eden Hazard. Well, right now the president of Adana, Demirspor, has said that Newcastle are sniffing around the release clause in the contract of Mario Balotelli. Price signing both Chris Wood and Balotelli. That's like a shopping list consisting of buying a sensible multi-pack of steamed broccoli and then for some reason buying a mince pie which may or may not have someone else's toenails mixed into it. I mean, you don't really know what you're going to get. But listen, here's the tweet I put out the day Newcastle United were taken over in October.
Newcastle's first signing of the new era will be Eden Hazard. Remember this tweet.
Right.
Real Madrid accept ambitious £33.4 million offer for Eden Hazard from Newcastle.
Okay, some journalists say this is true, other journalists say this is false. So I don't know, this could be a big lump of rubbish. I mean, let's be honest, he's not coming, is he? He's not going to join Newcastle to cross the ball for Chris Wood. And do you know how embarrassing this is? The Belgian wouldn't even be the club's best player. I'm gonna call it. Yes, they are both chunky dribblers who look like they reward themselves with a Big Mac after every match. But I'm saying it now, Alan Maximin is currently a better player than Eden Hazard. I know, mental. Norwich, Dimitri Kavar. Is that a big enough name for you? Some former Barnsley right back from Guadeloupe? No. Probably not. Southampton, Armando Broja. Okay, Southampton only have the right on one big transfer this month, and it's making Armando Broja's loan spell from Chelsea permanent. Listen, right now, he's a 20-year-old striker with 3 goals for Albania. I know, he's not exactly a worldwide name now, but lads, give it 5 years, and this guy could be a £50 million striker vying for the Premier League Golden Boot. I mean, at the very least, it could be like when Aston Villa tried to sign Tammy Abraham on a permanent basis, and look at him now, leading the line in Italy for one of the greatest managers on planet Earth. Tottenham, Paulo Dybala. Yeah, Paulo Dybala is once again linked with the Premier League. I know what you're thinking. Is this 2019 all over again? Listen, I know back that he scoffed at Tottenham, but I'm sorry, right now, your contract expires in the summer, and your 2 options seem to be Inter Milan or Tottenham? And considering Lautaro Martinez is already at the San Siro, it looks like that job is already filled. So linking up with Fabio Paratici again at Tottenham, on a free transfer, with Tottenham finally getting their hands on him for less than a tube of Pringles, would be a pretty good signing. What for Nathaniel Phillips? Look, maybe Nathaniel Phillips isn't a major worldwide star. I mean, yeah, okay, I doubt they've got the face of Nat Phillips on billboards in Hong Kong. Well, I'm sorry, he's a Liverpool centre-half who last year played against Real Madrid in the Champions League. Apparently Claudio Ranieri is sniffing around, and let's be real, he would instantly become the club's best centre-half by quite a long way. West Ham Patrick Schick. Now this would be a monster transfer. West Ham want to swoop for £40 million Bayer Leverkusen striker Patrick Schick. Now last summer, I thought this guy was just a Euro 2020 one summer wonder who looked like Willie. Well, no, actually, because he's not the modern day Milan Baros, because he's actually just smacked in 16 Bundesliga goals in 13 matches this season. So what a signing this would be. Wolves' Benoit Badiashile. Yeah, Benoit Badiashile is the latest French defender to be the talk of Europe, the latest off the conveyor belt at Monaco, a 20-year-old bright spark centre-half linked with a £40 million move to Newcastle, yes, but also apparently Wolves want him as well. And they do have a history of signing superstars from Monaco, so what a signing this would be. Anyway, that's it. What do you think? Alright, who is the biggest signing that you want coming through your door? Let me know in the comments section below. Enjoy the video. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, I'll talk to you in a while.